Welcome, everyone, to, we don't even know the name of this series yet. It's not like Jordan cooks things. It's more like Jordan keeps poisoning himself, potentially. Because today we are dealing with raw beef. We are gonna make, what is it? What's the full name for it?
There's not really a name, just a steak with some asparagus and taters.
We're making a New York strip. You gave me the ingredient list. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this. And then I pull one off the shelf because I'm like, this at least seems like it's for one person. And lo and behold, it was an Angus New York steak, which is exactly what was said in the crafting recipe.
You keep waving that.
It's got a cover on it, don't worry. Also, it looks really great underneath. I just want to show you what's happened to the knife since last time.
I don't even know what that's from, honestly.
I don't either. It's supposed to be stainless steel. It was washed off. It was left to dry. Like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like everything we're not going to use this. It's just gross. When you want to go ahead and make yourself a beautiful New York strip, what you'll need is a New York strip. You'll also need some potatoes to go along with said New York strip. You'll also want some garlic to give it that flavor and repel any vampires that might want to steal your meal. You'll also want some rosemary. It's actually really cool because this is alive. It's in the dirt, and it's very crucial that it's alive, otherwise it's not gonna be as rosy and merry.
Rosy.
Now, next up, you'll want some asparagus to go along, you know, with your potatoes on the side. It's not enough just to have the steak. You want some garnishings on there. And so you got your asparagus. Comes in a big bunch. I'm probably not going to consume all of that, so you get multiple servings if you want. Next up, you got your parsley, which I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know where that goes. I assume I like throw it in with the steak while it's cooking and it makes flavors happen.
I'm not going to tell you.
Yep. Well, I do get to see a photo. I do get to see the photo.
Yeah.
Which has been flashed on the screen by now, hopefully. Next up, you'll need some olive oil. You always need olive oil for cooking. And we got ourselves some steak sauce.
Only the finest.
Only the very best for Jordan Poisons himself. Let's begin.
Let's begin.
Okay, so...
Where do we begin? That is the question.
Okay, so first up, what you're gonna want to do in order to make a steak is you're gonna want to get the steak out of the packaging. It's an important thing.
That will help.
It does help a little
Having
bit.
access to the steak.
And look at that juicy meat right there.
That
with
juicy
a little bit,
meat.
It's not as marbled as perhaps the Japanese Wagyu, but I decided that we'd start small and maybe we'll work our way up in the future once I've poisoned myself a little bit less. You know what? Maybe we should start off with, this is a difficult task. How do you as one person coordinate all the elements of making things happen?
Please do this.
I'm thinking, maybe potatoes take a while, right? Let's start off with some potatoes.
The taters.
The taters. I think you put them on something and then put them in the oven, but I don't know if I have a necessary.
Do you even have a pan?
I have a pan, but the pan's for the steak.
Like a baking
You mean
sheet.
like a tray?
Yeah.
That's a no.
Oh my god, we're actually kind of screwed then.
Really?
You don't have a baking pan?
No, this. Oh, that. Will that work?
You literally own one and you didn't know.
I didn't know I had this. Woo! Oh wait, we need the baking.
Everything is saved.
All right. Well, this is great because now we can make potatoes. Here's the thing. It feels very weird to just lay some potatoes out on a sheet and throw them in the oven. This is just, we're making it for one here, dinner for one. So,
It sounds so sad.
You know what? Such is life. Life is a sad undertaking. And now, you might be impressed to know that Chef Boyardee is actually familiar with the age-old art of cooking potatoes and knows that this is what you were all hoping I'd forget to do, but I know I need to stab it with a fork, otherwise it's gonna explode everywhere.
You're not gonna cut them?
Oh, are you supposed to cut them?
Yeah, we don't want to just put them in a hole. Chopping them up would probably help.
I'll chop them up a little bit.
You don't have to chop them up like really small, just maybe like cut them in like quarters.
You want like multiple cuts? You want them even thinner?
It doesn't really
Like
matter.
that?
It's just
Like
the shape of the vehicle of the potato.
Excuse me,
The
but
potato
I think
is the vehicle.
Shape is brilliant, if you ask me. Okay, so Chef Boyardee has gotten all the potatoes cut up. They're looking really good. Right there, looking pretty beautiful, all laid out. You just want to make sure that they're in kind of a mosaic pattern because it's even important while you're baking to ensure that you cut off all the tips. Almost missed one right there. It's important that it looks like art.
It's a nice assortment.
Even in the middle of the process, it's very important that it looks like art. We're gonna toss these.
Not gonna season them at all.
Oh, do you want to do that? Yes, Chef Boyardee recommends that you season your potatoes in advance before putting them in the oven. So what we'll do is we'll reach on over to our shelf over here containing all the seasonings, including I even got sent some truffle sauce recently, which I don't know if that would go good on anything.
That's decadent.
It is very decadent. We'll just apply a little bit of everything in the seasoning department because I don't think you can go too wrong other than when it falls out onto your countertop. So do a little bit of pepper in here, a little bit of pepper you want in there. Then you want to apply your salt. You know, salt is very, very important. Got ourselves some salt, and then the coup de grace, as always.
Garlic powder.
We have the garlic powder, which just makes everything taste good. And especially when you dump it a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Just dump it all over that stuff. You can never get enough garlic powder in your life.
I could write love songs about garlic powder. Oh God,
it smells so good. I wish you had smell-o-vision because this just smells delicious. Let me just tell you. So now that we've got our potatoes all nice and seasoned up over here, right? You're gonna wanna stick them in a little bit of olive oil. Kind of toss them around in there, cover them up.
You're gonna do them one by one?
I was gonna do them one by one, but fine. If you are not okay with the Chef,
I thought you were just gonna put them all in the bowl
and then shake them up. How would that work, though?
You get them all evenly coated there.
It wouldn't be very evenly coated if you did them all like what? That wouldn't make sense, would it? But then the great part about this is then you can put it on top of the seasoning that's kind of resting on the bottom of the baking pan, and see. Pretty good. See, you can toss it all into that seasoning, and you just got to kind of do it one by one. I know it's not the optimum method, but when you handle your potatoes with love and care, good things do happen.
All right, I noticed something over here in Jordan's unused oven. It's literally, I don't know exactly what this thing is or what it does, but it's in plastic in the bottom oven. It hasn't been touched.
Don't worry about it. Chef Boyardee does not require those ingredients. Now that we've acquired olive oil, I think just a little bit of re-seasoning.
Double
do a little bit. Well, because you know, I washed off a little. To be fair, Chef Boyardee probably should have gone and olive oil before seasoning. But sometimes you do things out of order. Sometimes you double up just because when you double season, it just really increases the ending flavor. So
it's almost like you've never made this before.
Excuse me, but I'm an expert at all things chefing.
Chefing?
So...
Excuse me, Lil B is the master of chefing.
How dare you? There we go. Now that is a bit of seasoning. Now, we want to add some additional seasoning in here, so we want to just kind of grab a little bit of parsley out of here. Just kind of grab it, and we'll just do a little bit of sprinkling kind of on top and around. Some of these leaves might explode and burn up in the oven, but that's the risk you run when you're doing it for the food. So we'll just sprinkle some of that.
Doing it for the food.
Doing it around there. I feel like we need a catchphrase for this, honestly.
Doing it for the food is pretty good.
Doing it for the food? Maybe that'll be our catchphrase.
It needs some workshopping.
As you can see, you always want to have a lot of extra parsley in case you mess up here, because you never know. Sometimes this tray might flip over and you'll end up out the window or something, and then you need more. Now you want to grab some of your keyword living rosemary. This stuff flavors it up real good up in here, dude. Scatter some leaves around. You'll have it smelling real nice and leafy. It smells great. Smell that. Smell it.
That looks pretty dang good.
And then what you want to do is you want to get a little bit of garlic on there. So the way that you do garlic is you cut the garlic, get yourself some splinters.
Just cut right into it.
That's what you do, is you...
That's how you get the clove, for sure.
That's what you do for sure, dude. And then see, you get that's a garlic right there.
A garlic. A singular garlic.
That's a garlic. We're peeling back the tricky bits from the garlic so that we get a bit of garlics in there. And then you can kind of like just do that.
Just a chunk of garlic, oh my god. Yep, that's right. That's right. You don't want to mince that. You just want to put it right on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
It smells very very garlicky.
A lot of aromas in here.
There are, but it's good actually. It smells pretty great in here. I'm gonna be honest. After the last Jordan poisons himself video, it smelled very cookie.
Cookie? It smelled cookie?
Yeah. It smelled bakey and cookie.
It smelled like somebody lives here and makes meals here.
Basically. My fingers smell good.
Hey, for your meal for
Okay.
one, could you maybe use some of this date spread? Get
Oh, what a joke! The
Meal
camera,
for
the
one.
camera assistant, the chef's assistant with the good ones. So our potatoes are fully seasoned,
Ready to get
they
toasted.
They actually look very nice.
That looks pretty good. Maybe
I'm
minus
honest.
the chunks of garlic.
Yeah, but the aroma will get to all of them, and
Yeah.
then they'll be great. So now our oven is preheated,
Pre-hidden, Gary's mon.
to 350. So we're gonna toss these in here, and then we're probably gonna bake them for around 30 minutes. Seems to do the trick when it comes to potatoes. That's what Chef Boisjordi has found in all of his experiments. So we're gonna set the timer. We'll come back to those in a little bit, but for the time being, we got some steak and asparagus, flock of asparagus that we gotta prepare here. So now that we got those potatoes in the oven, it's time to do a little bit of pan cooking, do a little bit of flipperoonie action.
No grill
you
here,
know?
but pans work too.
They, dude, steak in a pan is, you can do that any day.
Yeah, you can.
That
You
works every
totally,
day.
you don't definitely can.
First is we're gonna get this pan prepared here. We're gonna get some olive oil in there, like so. Get a little base down in there from your Chef Boisjordi.
Olive oil is the best.
Olive oil makes everything better. And then this is a little bit on the unconventional side, but we're actually gonna throw the seasoning down on the bottom. And the reason for this is once we throw the steak and the asparagus in there, it'll land on that seasoning and it'll like infuse. This is what Gordon Ramsay doesn't tell you.
It will instantly absorb the
This
salt.
is what Gordon Ramsay doesn't tell you. This is his secret. He puts the seasoning on there and it infuses.
Ooh,
It does that. That's what happens. And then we'll also throw it on top. But if you only throw it on top, then you're not getting the underside as well. So it's very important that you do both.
I'm sure there are even people out there that would go so extreme with steak that they'd be like,
I don't do anything on my steak. I leave it plain.
Probably, but we are about that seasoning game.
Yeah.
We even have the A1 after. So if you're a purist out there, look away now because you might be getting triggered.
at least you're not the type of person that puts ketchup with their steak.
That is blasphemous. So see how that bed of seasoning looks very good? Looks
Yep.
pretty good. Like you almost want to just lick it off now, but don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. You gotta wait on that steak. Well, what we're gonna do now is before we turn on the flame, we're gonna go and grab our knife, which has not been used on anything raw yet. It's not touched the steak. And we are just gonna cut off, we'll take a few asparagus out of the asparagus because we don't want like too many in here.
Yeah, just take
I'm gonna
as
take
many. That's a
Probably
good amount.
6 of them. That's enough veggies for you. This is a meaty dinner, so you got your potatoes too. You don't need too many more veggies to go with that. Let's be honest. So we'll just we'll cut them off sort of near the bottom. We just don't want like you know, too much stubbiness on there. These can go kind of off to the side. You got a flock of asparagus for later reference if you need it. And then you've got these all ready to go. This is good because what we'll do here is we'll kind of put these on either side.
No.
Don't. You need to turn the heat on first.
Okay.
Also, I wouldn't do the asparagus first. I'd start the steak and then put the asparagus in.
So turn on the pan. We got the assistant interjecting, telling me what to do. How dare he? But I guess, you know, you have an assistant sometimes just for the sake of...
Oh my god.
Sometimes you want to have that really serious heat, you know? So as I was saying, I had a little bit of a leak, and there might have been some water dumping into the stove from the vent. The water is getting into the vent. It's coming down here. It's getting into the stove.
Did that actually happen?
It did. That's why there's a bunch of mineral water marks here in the stove. Yeah, so that was filled with water completely, and so some of it probably got into the pilot lights. There's a chance of a big explosion happening here. But
Jesus.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. What we're gonna do now?
Yeah, I'm
is
not worried at all.
we're just gonna grab our steak over here. Now that we're about to make contact, this knife is not to be reused. It is making contact with raw meat, but we are going to pick up that tender, juicy steakaroonie, and we are gonna drop it right on into that pan. Ooh.
Maybe should have let that warm up some
Ooh.
more.
No, it's good. It's real good. It'll heat up enough at some point in the future. Now, what you also want to do here, what's going to make this really complete, is because you have that seasoning on the bottom, now you want to apply some of it to the top of your steak. A little bit of garlic powder.
Even though you're going to flip it over onto the other side.
I will flip it over, but this is just doubling the action, hedging your bets, if you will.
Well, how long do you think one side of this should be?
I would say about 5 minutes or so. Listen to the poparoos right there, poparoos. Now the only problem is I can't actually turn on the vent because there is a chance of electrocution.
Oh my God, don't turn the vent on.
It might short out or something.
While you were cooking earlier, I was looking at this and I was almost tempted to touch it, and now I'm really glad.
Don't do that.
I didn't do that. If you feel it's ready.
All right, it's time, ladies and gentlemen.
It's getting smoky in here.
God damn it, I have to turn on the vent.
Don't turn it on, we'll die.
I don't know.
No, don't turn it on, don't turn it on. No, I'm scared, don't turn it on.
We might set off the smoke alarm otherwise.
No.
Okay, flip it over. There you go.
I mean, it's pretty, maybe a little too long.
Yeah, but it'll be fine on me. In the inside, I'm sure it's great.
That's what matters, the inside, not the outside. I mean, it is actually, you got some oil.
Ow!
Some oil.
A little bit of oil on there, yep. That's still smoking.
It is still smoking. Jordan poisons himself and burns his house down.
Oh God! We're fine, we're fine.
We're fine? Are you sure?
It's going. It's going.
I'm gonna stand back.
There's no fire yet. I have a fire extinguisher if we need it.
Oh my God, this is turning into a car crash.
Wait, we need to put the asparagus in.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Shit, now we're just panicking. Throw it in, just throw it in. Yeah, just throw it around it. Oh my God, George.
Keep filming.
I'm trying.
It's your job.
I forgot. I just want to get this done. We went from calm and collected, like we knew what we were doing, to we're about to die.
Hey, it's okay. We're good. This is running and we're not burning the house down. So turning down the heat to a low simmer. There we go.
All right.
Ow! God damn it. Okay, I think it's about ready.
Yeah, you think so?
Do you not think it is?
I don't know.
Oh, it looks pretty ready. We're taking the steak off. Oh God.
It's going next to the potato butt.
It's fine. Here it goes. All right, steak is off. Let's see how that side looks. How's it? Not bad.
We might be okay.
We might be.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't even see. This is the thing. The omelet episode. I can make an omelet. I very rarely make a steak, so even my suggestions in this regard, not even that helpful.
I feel like the asparagus could use just a little bit more, probably.
Maybe a little bit more. Just get them nice and a little crispy.
We were panicking for no reason. There was no.
I don't know if no reason.
Chef Boyardee was always perfectly self-contained.
Yes.
I was composed, totally fine. But I think yours just carried your concern just carried over.
Yeah, I'm a novice. I'm not ready for the stress of the kitchen.
All right. Looking good. These are looking like some good asparagus.
Those are pretty good.
All right, I'd say we might be about good there. Now, the question is, I think we'll just, for the sake of doing this quick, since Chef Boyardee does not have the thermometer on hand, we'll just do a quick cut into the steak before we turn off the oven.
Nice and brown all the way through. Through and through, just where how you want to steak.
We might have made it a little well done. And our pan time is done. Pan with the camera to the stuff. So the final thing left now, my assistant thinks that it's a little bit premature.
Maybe.
I think otherwise, but since we have taken the steak off and the asparagus off, we do need to remove the potatoes to avoid this getting cold before serving it to ourselves. So, let me fetch our glove. Listen to those potatoes.
They're squealing.
Sparkle.
They're sparkle.
Listen to them sparkle.
You can listen to something sparkle?
Yes, you can. Now you want to take your potatoes. Look at that steak juice that we get to mix it with.
Steak juice.
Now the reason why we keep these here on the plate is it shows you where it came from. It's the history.
It's the before and
it's the history of the asparagus. And I personally,
are they cooked through?
I think
do they feel
are.
like cooked through? I guess they're pretty small potato pieces too, so they probably didn't take as long.
These are small potatoes, dude. Small potatoes. And that, my friends, is a New York strip cook. Very extremely well done. Some asparagus and some potatoes. Now, the final thing that we must do is get our steak sauce. We'll drizzle there. That'll give it some flavor because it might not have it otherwise. Now,
my lord, you put a lagoon of steak sauce on there.
Let's do the potato taste test.
Yeah, let's see. Are these potatoes cooked all the way through?
With the garlic on top.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh wow. Oh
yeah.
It tastes really good though.
Yeah, cooked
Other
through?
than the part where I almost breathed fire out of my mouth, it tastes real good.
They got cooked all the way through?
They did.
That's good.
All right, my chest feels on fire now.
All right, how'd you do on the asparagus front?
Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. It's good.
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay. No.
the steak.
Let's lather that around. Snag a piece here. Actually,
There's a little bit of red in there.
A little pink. Okay, an edge piece first. Edge piece, if I'm being honest, if I were at a restaurant, I wouldn't be too stoked on it. Wouldn't be too stoked. However, let's get that middle. The middle looks better.
Yeah. It's a little more tender.
No edges, no edges.
Cooked and everything.
The middle,
Better?
It's not bad.
That's better.
It's not bad.
It looks actually pretty all right in there.
Look at that. It's not bad. You have it's still well done, I would say, but it's not extremely
Yeah, it's
well
not
done.
all the way brown through the entire thing.
It feels very gratifying.
Oh, wow, really? Did you just say making your own food is very gratifying? Maybe even you would describe it as rewarding?
Possibly. You want? Let's here. You get a taste now.
Should I go through everything?
Yeah, one by one.
Those actually are cooked quite well. I like that.
Very good.
That is actually very good. I'm very impressed, Jordan. The panicking part, I thought it was done.
How's the asparagus?
Asparagus is good too. Like that?
Yeah.
It's a shot like that. Look at that. That actually looks pretty dang good.
It does actually. Go for it. It's not bad.
For your first steak,
It's not bad.
that is actually quite good. I'm very impressed, actually. Woo! You pulled it off.
Well, I guess we'll end it there. I'm gonna munch on this a little bit more just to not fill up quite too much before dinner. Wow, I got some good reviews.
Yeah, this is your first Yelp review for Chef Boy Jordi. I'll give you 4 stars.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks everyone for watching. Feel free to recommend what I should cook next, and I'll see you then.